guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I am doing a collaboration. The hashtag is called 28 Days of the Moon. This was a collaboration that was started by Maha over at Maha's Treasure Box, and Amber over at Lavender Moon contacted me in order to see if I wanted to participate, and of course I did. My video today is going to be on grid activated moon water, and I love crystals. I love doing grids, and I am fairly new to working with the moon, I would say in the last year. So I thought that's the topic I'm going to do. So I did create some moon water on the full moon, which was for me on the 5th in the wee morning hours, like 12:41 a.m. or something like that on the 5th. If you were on the West Coast, it was still on the 4th of July. And it also happened to be a partial lunar eclipse. But as you guys know, we are going through major changes, like astrologically, in the world, I should say, but also astrologically things are like wow. So I wanted to touch on a few of those things. So, and the reason why I wanted to do moon activated water, and I have my notes right here, so if I keep looking down, you know, please understand that's why. So when I created this water, I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight about what was going on astrologically. So we had Mercury retrograde that actually ends, well, tomorrow, which will be the 12th, which when you're seeing this, it actually ends, and it's in Cancer, and we are in Cancer zodiac sign right now. And so with the moon being ruled, or Cancer being ruled by the moon, very appropriate time to do this collaboration. So, sorry about that. So Mercury is in retrograde through tomorrow, but it was in retrograde during the time that I made this. Jupiter is in retrograde until September 13th of 2020 in the sign of Capricorn. Saturn is in retrograde through September 29th of 2020 in Capricorn and Aquarius. Neptune is in retrograde until November 29th of 2020 in Pisces. Pluto is in retrograde through October 4th of 2020 in Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn, so a lot of this stuff is like very much about like my chart, my astrological chart. So this partial lunar eclipse that I made this full moon water is also in Capricorn and the South Node. So although a total eclipse is more influential than a partial eclipse, it is said to affect surprise, odd weather patterns, change, and growth are also linked to eclipses. So now also South Node, which is also called Dragon's Tail. It's all about like life debts, karma or karmic debt. This is where most past karma lies in our astrological chart. It represents a karmic point in our charts where certain matters must be discharged or cast off in order to develop and move on towards greater things. It can also be the key to what has been left unfinished or unresolved in your life. These are things that we bring from our childhood or past lives. This is a time of cutting out those things that no longer help us in our life's journey to move on to greater things for our soul. This is a difficult time, a tower moment. However, from it emerges the star, hope, and a time of truly connecting with your soul tribe. This is the time of one door closing and another one opening. And for another to open, that will lead you to your highest soul's evolution. So after hearing all that, why make water, right? So the water planets are Pluto, Neptune, and the moon. We know that it rules the zodiac signs of Cancer, which we are in, Scorpio, and Pisces. The element of water is about our feelings, our imagination, and where our intuition lives. It is characterized as the realm of vision. 71% of the earth is covered in water, 97% of which is ocean water. And the human body is made up of roughly 60% of water. So if we know that, like for instance, and I'm sure you've seen it on some of the other channels talking about how the full moon affects our mood. So if the full moon affects the tides and it affects us and our emotions, it is good to infuse that water with your own intentions, especially because the full moon is also about like a culmination, you know, manifesting that thing that you've been working towards. So with my chart being affected so much, I mean, Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn and Aquarius, Capricorn, Capricorn in the South Node. This time is like a massive time. It is for everybody, but especially my chart. So I wanted to make moon water so that I can use, I want to make this specific moon water so that I can use it in different ways in my practice. So those different ways that I can use it is, and let me turn this camera around so I can show you a few things. Okay, so just to show you a couple of the things that I did do, here is the moon water that I created. I will be putting in the video of the night that I actually put it out in the moon, which was the 4th of July, and left it out and overnight, and you know, got it before the sun came out the next morning. This is the grid that I put around it, which is just a grid of just a whole bunch of amethyst. I've got this little amethyst wand, amethyst pendant that I wear quite frequently, and also a few slabs of raw labradorite. But other than that, mainly I wanted to do the amethyst because amethyst is all about, you know, unlocking your third eye and psychic development, psychic discernment. So, yeah, divination, use it for also divination. I do have a black scrying bowl. I can't remember where I put it, so I couldn't find it for the video, but I'm going to put some water in that and do some divination. I am going to use this in something, and I've talked about this before, using this, putting this up to my third eye. I pulled out some of my pendants because I am going to cleanse some of my pendants in the full moon water. Also charging them with my intent for awakening, especially with everything that's going on in the world. I want to use this water in part of my ritual bath. I want to use this water in anointing, perhaps candles, which I do plan on anointing this candle with some of the water. And this candle I bought last year off of Brittany from Palm Tree Witchery, and now I know what I'm going to use it for. I've been waiting. For me, this is all about, like I said, psychic development, third eye, which is all about, for me, discernment with what's going on in the world, and also to help me work through shadow work and, you know, anything that really helps me with this whole awakening process of what's happening. I'm going to put some in a spray bottle and use that, maybe spray the area before I do some divination. I was going to put some into a little jar and seal it with some wax. Maybe put a few other little things in there, like amethyst chips or what have you, maybe some selenite and maybe a little flower or something. And once I seal it up, then put the little screw thing on it and use that as a necklace with the intention of, you know, psychic development and discernment. I'm also going to make an herbal incense. I put rose in everything. We've got some star anise, which is said to stop misfortunes, which we can all use right now, right? Also, it increases psychic power. So I'm going to put some of that in it. Some hibiscus, which is also good for prophetic dreams, divination, clairvoyance, protection from the evil eye and negativity, and attracting good things. Mugwort, I'm adding that to it as well. Mugwort is also for protection and safety for like during like divination and you know, third eye work. Blue cornflower is also good for divination and awakening, because I also have been doing a lot of research into astrology, and I think it's very important that I continue to work on my third eye, and, you know, for understanding and for unlocking certain things. And so, I'm also going to put a little bit of frankincense and myrrh in the incense, and I'm going to put a little bit of the water in there and probably make little like cones, little incense cones, using the full moon water. Or just leaving it loose, letting it dry again, and putting it into a little thing for making just a little incense that I also burn when I am doing any type of divination. You can use it for like washing. I can wash off like my crystal ball or anything. There are a number of things that I can do. So what you see here is my spring water already in my camera. I'm going to try to move in slowly, and I've already got it out. I'm actually recording this on the night and morning, so it's like dusk right now, of 4th of July, so you're hearing fireworks in the background, but also we have the full moon and the partial lunar eclipse this evening. Well, about 12 something a.m. in the morning for me. So I am leaving this water out all evening, bringing it in first thing in the morning, and I have around it, if I can get in closer, trying to move slowly, I have amethyst all around it, including pendant that I wear all the time. a cluster. And then just to represent kind of like the moon. And some for Capricorn because it's the full moon in Capricorn. And then the flower of life. The reason why I really wanted to do it tonight is because the eclipse and the full moon are in Capricorn, and Capricorn is my sun sign. And with everything going on in the world right now, we are very much in Capricorn energy, Saturn energy, and I think a lot of that has to do with like karmic lessons and the Great Awakening, and I think this lunar eclipse is about the Great Awakening and, working on shadow work and all of that. So I am creating this particular water so that I can use it later in my practice, especially everything that has to do with any kind of spell work that I do pertaining to, sorry, all the fireworks, pertaining to like shadow work and digging deeper and discernment. And that's the reason why I have Amethyst, because Amethyst is about unlocking like those psychic things, activating your third eye. And the thing that I pray for most and ask for most and meditate on most is discernment. With all of the information that is floating around in the world, that is what I ask for the most, is discernment. So I have a complete grid all the way around it. I do have a little bit of raw labradorite in there as well. Labradorite is also about unlocking psychic visions and prophetic dreams, stuff like that. And I also have my, I have my like little wand that I just showed you guys. That's in there too. That's amethyst. So I plan to charge all this stuff up and then use it for a later date. So I will continue this in the morning. There she is. That is the full moon tonight. Well, at 12 something a.m. and it's almost 11 p.m. So it'll technically be the lunar eclipse in a bit. I mean, there's another star. It's amazing the light that comes off. I mean, that it's showing in this video. I do have my, and we've got some fireworks going off. It's amazing what's showing up on the camera that does not show up for the eye. Because, I mean, it is so bright. Wow. So that was pretty much it. There are just numerous ways that you can use water. I mean, water is about emotion, and we can't forget that water, and I don't think I mentioned it early on, but water actually holds memory. So when you put an intention in something, or like for instance, cleanse this in the moon water, and then put my intention into it, even though the intention's already in my moon water, and I've already charged this out, I can stick it in my pocket, I can carry it with me, I could make a pendant out of that. I mean, there's just so many ways that you can introduce water. Putting it into like a ritual shower, adding that, or putting a little bit into your ritual bath water, putting a little bit into like a black bowl for when you're doing scrying, anointing things with it, anointing your candles. There's just various things you can do. Putting it in one of these little things, little bottles, charging it up, or using it as your water element, and using it in a travel altar, cleansing your pendants and charging them up for like psychic protection and awareness and discernment with everything that's going on in the world, what have you. So there you go, guys. So the person that I would like you to go and check out, whose video was before mine, and I will be putting links down below, and that was Olga, Olnuzola. I hope I pronounced that right. My apologies. And she's doing Women Move with the Moon, and I will put a link down below to her channel. And her video was yesterday on the 11th, and then tomorrow's video on the 13th is Sandra from The Whispering Well, and her topic is Lady of the Silver Wheel, which sounds very interesting also. And there will be a link to hers as well. So I hope you are enjoying this, and I also have created a playlist on my channel for everybody that is involved in this as well. So thank you so much, and I'm signing off.